Welcome to the Wise Guides. I'm Evie. I'm your host, and I'm also a first-gen professional with over a decade of experience in corporate HR. I'm here to provide you with practical guides on how to increase your wealth and your happiness at work. Whether you're feeling like an imposter in that new job, juggling a million responsibilities, or just trying to get your foot in the door, this is your space to find real, no BS advice, hear from people who have already been there, and maybe even laugh a little along the way. So grab your coffee or your glass of wine, settle in, and let's dive into today's topic. You are exactly where you need to be. Today's topic is extremely important. In this episode, we're going to talk about how you can show your specific value at work. Many professionals, especially first-gen professionals, find themselves blending in, doing what everybody else is doing, and following the expected path, the one we've been told we needed to follow ever since we were kids. But to truly stand out and become irreplaceable, you need to figure out how you add unique value at your company. We're going to discuss why this is important, how you can do it, and how becoming more valuable makes you harder to replace in a competitive work environment. So let's dive in. As a first-generation professional, you may feel pressure to find comfort and fit in. This could come from the fear of standing out too much or a desire of making too many waves in an unfamiliar work environment, surrounded by people who maybe didn't grow up like you. But here's the truth. Blending in doesn't lead to growth. And in fact, in the modern workplace, companies are looking for people who bring something different to the table. You need to ask yourself, how can I be a solution provider that nobody else can be? Let's talk about why it's crucial to show your specific value. Number one, differentiation. If you're doing exactly what everybody else is doing, it becomes difficult for leadership to see why they should invest in your specific growth. But when you bring your unique skills or your specific insights to the table, you stand out as a key contributor. Two is job security. There's no way to guarantee 100% that you're going to have job security. But by demonstrating your specific value, you make yourself closer to irreplaceable. When companies face restructuring or downsizing, those who are seen as essential, bringing something unique that others can't, are often the ones that are retained in the organization. And the next is career growth. Showing your unique value sets you up for promotions and opportunities that align with your strengths and passions. You'll be seen as somebody who is critical to the company's success. As a first-generation professional, it's extremely normal to feel anxious about standing out. You may worry that by being different or pushing your own ideas, you'll be seen as too ambitious or overstepping, playing in somebody else's sandbox. But there's also the fear of imposter syndrome, the feeling that you don't belong in that role, and that at any moment somebody might realize it. Those fears can hold you back from showcasing the full extent of your capabilities and your contributions. But here's the thing. Your unique perspective as a first-gen professional is actually an asset. You likely bring a strong work ethic, resilience, and the ability to navigate complex challenges. These are all skills that can set you apart in a meaningful way in your company. Don't let the fear keep you from showcasing the value that only you can provide. Now let's talk about how you can identify what your unique value at work can be. This requires some self-reflection and a close look at what makes you different from maybe some of your peers. Here's some practical steps that you can take so that you can uncover the value that you bring to the table. Number one is assessing your strengths. What are you naturally good at? What do other people say that you're great at? Are you great at organizing teams, solving problems, innovating processes? Take an inventory of what those strengths are and think about how they align with your company's goals. Number two is consider your unique perspective. As a first-gen professional, you've likely faced different challenges than many of your peers. Think about how you've developed a strong adaptability, how you have a keen ability to navigate complex situations in social environments. Think about how your life experiences have shaped your unique approach to work. Number three is to ask for feedback. Sometimes others can see the value that we bring to the table better than we can. Ask your colleagues, your mentors, your wisdom circle for feedback on what they think you bring to the table. Their insights can help you better understand the unique value that you bring to the table. Number four is look for gaps in the company. So every company has areas where they can improve. Look for those gaps. Be the person that's seeking out some of those opportunities. Because when you look for those gaps, whether it's in processes, communication, or strategy, you can figure out if your specific strengths can be applied so that you can fill that gap. because nobody else can do it. So by filling in that gap where nobody else can, it makes you a vital part of the organization. Once you've identified your unique value, the next step is to showcase it and showcase it consistently. Here's how you can do that. First, you want to take ownership of your work. When you take ownership of your work, you show that you are responsible for the outcome of your projects. You don't just do what's expected. You go beyond it by taking initiative and offering solutions that others might not have done. Number 2 is speaking up in meetings. Don't be afraid of sharing your ideas in meetings or contributing to discussions where your expertise can shine. Often first-generation professionals hold back because they feel like their ideas aren't worthy. Stop. Trust in your perspective and know that you can bring input that can bring fresh ideas to the table. Number 3 is align with company goals. The best way to showcase your value is by aligning your work to the larger goals of the company. Whether you tie your contributions directly to the company's mission, you make it clear that you're not just working hard, but you're working smart. Next is you want to track and communicate your wins. You want to keep a record of your achievements, whether they're big or they're small. You want to communicate them in a way that's appropriate. So whether it's during performance reviews, your meetings with your manager, or informal conversations, don't be afraid to highlight the unique ways that you've contributed to the success of the company. A good way to do this is to use the achievements log that's located in the show notes or on WorkWise Guide. If you'd like to go even further on this concept of showing your unique value at work, I recommend the book that's called So Good They Can't Ignore You by Cal Newport. In this book, Newport challenges the idea of following your passion and instead focusing on becoming so skilled, so valuable that the opportunity naturally comes to you. He offers practical advice on how to cultivate rare and valuable skill sets that set you apart in the workplace. This is especially relevant to first-generation professionals who want to make an impact but aren't sure where to start. Newport's advice can help you develop the mindset and the strategies to showcase your specific value and become indispensable in your role. For first-generation professionals, there's an added layer of complexity when it comes to showcasing your value. You might feel pressured to prove yourself in ways that others don't understand, or you might be balancing expectations from your family that don't really align with corporate culture. But here's the good news. Your experience of navigating multiple worlds is an incredible asset. Let me say that again. Here's the good news. Your experience of navigating multiple worlds is an incredible asset. Number 1 is resilience. You've likely built resilience through overcoming personal and professional challenges. Use it to your advantage in high-pressure situations. 2 is cultural awareness. Many first-generation professionals are used to understanding different perspectives, and that makes you a valuable team player in diverse environments. And number 3 is adaptability. You've likely had to adapt in new and unfamiliar situations throughout your life. This makes you an ideal candidate for leadership in an ever-changing workplace. Showing your unique value at work isn't just about standing out. It's about owning your strengths and using them to make a lasting impact on your organization. As a first-generation professional, your experience, your skills, and your resilience are your superpowers. Don't let the fear or self-doubt hold you back from showing the value that only you can bring. By becoming more aware of your specific and unique contributions, you are positioning yourself for growth, advancement, and long-term success. Here's your challenge. This week, take a moment to reflect on your unique strengths. Think about how you can start showcasing them in the workplace. Whether it's about taking ownership on a project, sharing your ideas in a meeting, or finding ways to align your work with the company goals, focus on making your specific value visible. And don't forget to check out the book, So Good They Can't Ignore You by Cal Newport, so that you can dive deeper in building these rare skills and valuable assets that will make you indispensable. And if you'd like, you can always book a call with me so we can tease out specifically what your strengths are and build a plan on how you can make them more visible in your work. And just like that, you've received your dose of work wisdom. I hope you're walking away with something that makes you feel a little bit more confident, a little bit more seen, and a whole lot more capable. Remember that the journey is yours. There's no one right way to do it, and it's okay to take it one step at a time. If today's topic hit home for you and you're thinking you can use a little extra support, I'd love to chat one-on-one. Head over to the show notes so you can figure out how to book some time with me. And if you enjoyed hanging out with me, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes. And if you're feeling a little generous, please leave a quick review. It can help more people like us find the show. Plus, I'd love to hear what you think. Let's keep the conversation going. Follow me on Instagram at WorkWiseGuide.